Hi friends, Cathy Madeo back with another video. This one all about Sun Salutation A. If you've ever wondered if you're doing the sequence correctly, what poses are included, how to breathe in it, then this video is for you. This video is taken from my 200-hour online yoga teacher training. If you're interested in really deepening your yoga practice, a yoga teacher training could be a great fit for you. In my yoga teacher training, we'll go through all of the beginner through intermediate yoga poses in a step-by-step, anatomical, alignment-based manner so that you can feel secure practicing yoga at home or teaching yoga to a variety of people. And of course, we deep dive beyond the asanas. In the training, you'll get things like history of yoga, yoga philosophy, meditation, pranayama, which is your breath work, sequencing, how to voice and cue, anatomy of the muscular and skeletal systems, energetic anatomy, which is the subtle body, like the chakras, and so much more. Not to mention, you'll get a lot of time on lives with me, kind of being your personalized coach. You'll join a network of like-minded people from all over the globe. So if you're interested in that, click the link above or head to the description box and you can actually get 3 more free videos so that you can sample these different areas in the yoga teacher training. Now back to the Sun Salutation. If you are still not sure how to do each of the poses in the Sun Salutation, I have another tutorial for you that breaks down the alignment of each of the poses. This video is going to run through the Sun Salutation A several different times with a different focus each time you do it. It's designed to be practice along so you can get on your mat and get a nice little workout going as well. Grab your mat and let's get started. Sun Sal A, Surya Namaskara A. In this video, we're going to run through this sequence quite a lot for you as a practitioner and also for those of you that want to go on to teach. This sequence should really become second nature to you. So here we go. First, we're going to do this very systematically. First, we're just going to go through the postures. And so I will just simply say the pose, and then Katie will do it. So, Urdhva Hastasana, arms up over the head. Fold, forward fold. Half lift. Forward fold. Step the right foot back and then the left plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward. And then the left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, mountain pose. I started to add in those breath cues because it's so natural to me. That's actually where we're going to head next. So just want you to get, so those were the poses. Now we're going to add on the actual breath cue. And these are the breaths that you should take for the pose. The one thing I want to say about the breath to maybe help you is that anytime you inhale, your diaphragm expands. And so in general, in back bends or when we reach the arms up over our head, we're taking that expansive motion. And so the diaphragm has all the space. So that's how it helped me remember to do those inhales. Conversely, when we exhale, we empty the diaphragm out, and that's when we get the most compression through our torso. So you could think anytime we're folding, we're going to exhale. So that might make sense a little bit as we watch. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, same exhale, she steps back. Plank pose, right foot, and then left. Take an inhale and plank, so there's a bit of a pause. Exhale, roll to the tips of the toes, chaturanga. Inhale, she's doing her back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, the practitioner could take a few breaths here. And then we'll inhale and exhale, step the right foot forward, then the left, you inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. All the way up. Exhale, mountain pose. I'm going to run through that with her and hopefully with you at home. So just the breath and the posture. So Tadasana, mountain pose. On an inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and step back. Right foot, then left. Inhale here in plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take 2 breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale here. Use your exhale to step the right foot forward. And then the left inhale, immediately half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, mountain pose. Now we'll run through the sequence, just adding on a little bit. So we'll do the breath cue and 1 cue per pose. So stand tall in mountain pose, reach the crown of your head up. Inhale, Urdhva gaze at your thumbs. Exhale, hinge and fold, Uttanasana, belly button to spine. Inhale, half lift, sternum forward. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Drag your thumbs isometrically towards each other. Roll to the tips of your toes. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, belly firm. Inhale, upward facing dog. Push down through your hands. Lift your legs up. Exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. We'll take 2 breaths here. Really reach through your sit bones. Lengthen the backs of your legs. Inhale, prepare. Use your exhale. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, legs nice and straight. Inhale, rise, Urdhva gaze up. Exhale, mountain pose. Great. So you can see how we just start to layer on cueing as you get more and more comfortable. And I acknowledge and recognize just doing that, what seems like a simple exercise, is going to be very hard initially when it comes out of your mouth. So I want you to just start slowly. Just get the postures, the order of the poses, and then you'll focus on the breath, and then you'll start adding in the names of the poses, and then a cue. I'm going to do it again and see if I can layer on even more cueing. Now, it's challenging to layer on a lot of cues with the Sun Sal because aside from downward facing dog, it's 1 breath, 1 movement. So, unless we're intentionally holding them, right? So we won't give much more than a cue or 2. So let's maybe see how this might look. So standing tall in Tadasana, ground down through the corners of your feet. On an inhale, reach your arms up, lengthen through your side body, gaze up at the thumbs. Exhale, hinge and fold through your hips. Reach the sit bones up. Inhale, half lift, draw your shoulder blades in towards your spine. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Hips in line with shoulders. Roll to the tips of your toes, Chaturanga Dandasana, arms at a 90-degree angle. On an inhale, upward facing dog, engage strongly through your legs. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here. I want you to breathe in and out through your nose. Press firmly and equally through all of your knuckles. Wrap those shoulders back and around and push the floor away through your hands. Really reach up through those sit bones. We'll take an inhale to prepare. Use your exhale, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. You'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Ground your feet down. Inhale, rise. Urdhva arms reach up. Exhale, hands through prayer to mountain pose. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about some of the different ways, depending on the practitioners that you're teaching, you yourself at home, or different styles of classes, how you might teach this. We'll start with a beginner variation. So that would mean our kind of most beginner. We're going to take the most modifications that we just learned in the previous videos. So she's got her blocks all ready to go. So standing in Tadasana, we'll take our feet hips distance apart. Great. Press those thigh bones back just gently. We'll lengthen down through the tailbone and really reach the sternum upward as you pull the belly button in towards the spine. Keep the thumbs pointing outward as you reach the arms up Urdhva. On your exhale, hinge and fold, soft bend in your knees. You'll place your hands on your blocks. Inhale, half lift, draw the shoulder blades in towards the spine, press the thigh bones back. On an exhale, hands come down, step back. Now she'll either have to move the blocks out to the side, you can go ahead and do that, right? Or she'll have to move back on the mat. So she's in plank pose. Now at this point, she'll need to drop her knees down, modified plank. Roll to the forward, shoulders go forward as you bend your arms, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra pose, bhujangasana. On your exhale, we'll keep the knees down, beautiful, as you transition into downward facing dog. We'll keep those feet hips distance apart, gentle bend in your knees. Good, take another breath here. Inhale, prepare, we'll use that exhale to step forward. Next, inhale, half lift. She'll take those blocks. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Excellent. We'll set the blocks aside. So that might be how your beginner might do that sun salutation. Now, one thing we didn't really talk about is stepping from downward facing dog to a forward fold can be quite hard. Could we see a little bit how even with or without the blocks, a student might struggle to go straight from down dog to their forward fold? So all kinds of things might need to happen. They could do that. They'll make all kinds of compensations. Can you show, have you ever seen where they walk the hands back and they kind of meet up halfway on the mat and then have to like start? Yeah, you'll see a lot of that. And then they just end up there, and oftentimes they'll finish off their sun sal there. Great, so come on up. So I just wanted to prepare you for what you might see. I remember as a younger teacher being slightly, I don't want to say shocked, but surprised by a lot of the general population, just simply the inability to move around freely. So I just want to prepare you for that so you can have a compassionate heart and know what to expect. Let's take intermediate sunset, what I would consider like beginner to intermediate, which is pretty much what we were doing at the beginning. We'll just run through that now. So we can start with our feet together on our mat in Tadasana. On an inhale, sweep your arms up, gaze up, hands can touch. Exhale, hinge and fold through the hip joint, nice strong legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back, and then the left will take a plank pose here. Take an inhale. Roll to the tips of your toes, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take a breath or two here. Inhale, we'll sweep the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Opposite leg comes forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, mountain pose. And then if I were to run through that again, I would have them sweep the left leg up. So now we'll start adding on some more. We'll do a jump back to chaturanga. So I'll walk, actually, we should show that, yeah? In case our friends haven't done that yet. So let's start from our forward fold. So she's going to inhale, halfway lift. And then as she exhales, she'll plant her hands and begin to bend her knees, kind of prepping. And there's a playful jump back. So think horizontal on the mat as the feet go back and she lands gently in her chaturanga. And then she can go right to the up dog and downward facing dog. You take your time coming back out. I'm just going to talk. So here's the situation if you're teaching in a group class. Your students will get off pose because some of them are going to step back to plank pose and some of them are going to jump back to chaturanga. So what we end up doing is the people that can jump back to chaturanga, you can feel rest and assured that they know what to do. They know what comes next in the sequence. It's the folks that are in plank pose that might be a little bit new to things. So I usually stay on cue with them and then everyone meets up in downward facing dog. Okay, let's run through Sun Sal, taking it up that notch with that jump back. So we'll start in our Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up, palms touch. Exhale, hinge and fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Use that exhale to jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here.
Now we have an option, we could jump or float forward on bottom of the exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Great. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Step back or jump back. So plank or chaturanga. If you're in plank, I want you to exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take a couple breaths here. Breathing in and out through your nose. As you're ready, you will inhale, prepare, bottom of your exhale takes you forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, mountain pose. Okay, next up I want to talk a little bit about how we can start to take this sequence, use it as a template, but kind of go off in any and many different variations of it. And this is great to do in your flow classes to build a lot of heat. I like to incorporate a lot of core work and all different kinds of things you can do. Now we won't quite add any lunges or anything because then we're entering into the zone of Sun Sal B, which we'll go over next. So here we go, we'll start in our mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift. We can step back or jump back, plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, extend your right leg up. Exhale, right knee, right arm. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to nose. Place that right foot in between the hands. Back foot meets the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, mountain pose. Now, of course, we have to do the second side, right? So here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back or jump back, plank or chaturanga. You'll inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. On an inhale, extend that left leg up. Exhale, left knee, left arm. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, step your left foot and then your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. All the way up. Exhale, mountain pose. So I know that got a lot of heat going in my body. How are you feeling? So when we go through our sequencing module, we'll do more. And I want you to start as you've been taking my flow classes through the library or any other classes you're taking online or at home, that you can start to notice when they're taking a variation of Sun Sal. And maybe you'll even notice that some people teach the Sun Sal sequence a little differently. Again, that's okay. That's more style over substance.
I hope you enjoyed this practice along of Sun Salutation A. If you did, remember to give it a like, leave me a comment, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're interested in learning more about online yoga teacher training, there's a link in the description box, as well as a way to sample 3 more videos directly from the training. I'll see you in the next video.